Welcome back. In this episode, we are going to continue from where we stopped in the previous one. So in the previous episode, we did a lot of work. We did a lot of data fetching for different models. We did all the data fetching. We went ahead. We were able to create a new item. So lastly, we were actually fetching back data and putting it in forms, in the tables. So we are putting the data in the table, and our problem that we are passing the columns, we wanted to pass the data and the columns so that whatever columns we pass in, they be the columns that they will fetch from the database. Okay, so I just did a small research, and instead actually it is not very hard. So we actually pass in the data table, we pass in the data and the columns the way we had anticipated, and then we come here on this table row, and then we do the map. So we have the columns dot map, and then we have the column name, and then we simply render the column name. So this is how it was, and this is how we have done it, and we get our columns mapped through very well like this. Okay, so now down on the table body, where we are actually mapping through the data, so we map through the data, we get a single item. Now it is this single item actually that we return the table row. Okay, so in this table row, it is actually inside that we now give the data. So remember, this table data here is inside the table row, which is actually these ones. Okay, so when you map in the data, you are mapping through these ones, but then we also want to map through these two. Okay, you can see we have the phone within the row. So you see in this here, with the data, when you map to the data, you are mapping through the rows. So you will have different rows according to the data that is in the database. You can see you have the data, you map, and then you get the rows. That's why you have like row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, like that. So these ones are rows, but within the rows, you see that we also have the keys. We have the phone, we have the description, and so on and so forth. So we have to do inside another map, and this time we are actually mapping through the keys. Okay, the description and the title. So we map the columns because it is the columns that is going to determine how many titles or how many columns do we have. For each row has a different number of columns, and it is the number of columns here. That's why we are mapping the columns, because they will determine the number of the columns that we should have. Okay, that's why we are mapping through the columns, and then inside, of course, we access the column name. So how do we use the column name? What we wanted is, for instance, we were having item.title. If you remember, we had item.title, something like this. So, of course, instead of using the dot notation, okay, instead of using dot notation, this can also be done like this. You can also have something like this, item, okay, item.title. You can still have this, and this can be equal to, let me show you, this can be equal to, this is equal as item.title. So if it's just an object, these are the same. You can just do this, and for the objects is very, very okay. So instead of doing this of the dot notation, instead we use the bracket notation. Okay, so just like that, and then we have item into the column name. Okay, we have that, and then we end up with this. Okay, so if I visit the suppliers, if I go to the suppliers, just like that, you see that I have the title, phone, and the email. Okay, now if you just go ahead and look at the upper component, for instance the suppliers, you see that this type of data we only just need to fetch. You only need the suppliers, and you need to define the columns you need from the suppliers. Okay, you need the columns. If I want to add maybe one more column, let me show you how easy it is. Maybe you want to add the contact person. I simply come here and I add just like this, a contact person, and this one will simply add a new column for the contact person. You see that? This is really cool. I like this. Okay, so you can just have the suppliers and then you pass in the columns, and then you have this now done. And now we can, of course, I don't want the contact person. I'm just going to remove the contact person just like that. We remain with these three. But now the good thing is we can now reuse this in every piece of code we want. So the first thing I'm just going to do is I'm just going to add the icons on the edit and delete. Okay, we are going to add two links for the delete and okay, I'm just going to add for the edit and delete. So just go back to the data table. Okay, and down here where I have these links, where here inside this one, I'm just going to have one more link. So I don't think even the other one is supposed to be a link, is a button. So I'm just going to add a button. Okay, and this one is going to be delete. And I don't think we need even the text delete. We could just simply actually just add icons. Okay, so first let me go to the icons. I'm just going to go to Lucid. So just go to Lucid icons. Let's first get the pencil one. So the first one actually is pencil. Let me just add it here. On the edit, I'm just going to add an icon which is pencil from Lucid React. Okay, and this one I'm just going to add this in a span. Okay, just like that. And I'll just make this one to be flex. Okay, and then flex items center. Okay, and space maybe 2. Okay, I'll just have it just like that. And then the trash, let's have the trash. Okay, we have this. So trash 2, I'm just going to have trash 2, and so inside here I will also have this trash 2 just like that. And then I will also have the span and put this, and I'm just going to simply copy this whatever is in that and give the class to this. Now the first thing I'm just going to do is this one has to be text red, maybe 600. Let's see how this one comes out. Okay, so this is how they are right now. Okay, I'm just going to remove this hover thing. Just go ahead and remove hover underline. This hover underline, simply remove it. And then I'm just going to give flex. So to this one, give it flex items center. Okay, so I just need them to be in flex instead. Then for the icons also you are going to give them, so you can just go ahead and give space x of 4 here, so that they are spaced somehow. Okay, now I could just remove the text. I only remain with the icons. But first let me first remove reduce the icons. I'm just going to give them class, the class name, width is 4 and height 4. Let's see how it will look like. Okay, I think that is the better one. Okay, just copy this and let's just put it to this trash, and let's see how this one looks like now. Okay, just I want to remove this this one. I want to give it space x1, space x1. Okay, to see how this one looks like now. Okay, so this is great. Okay, this is great. The link, this first one is a link and the second one is just a button. Okay, so you can just decide to leave the word edit, or you can just go ahead and also remove the word edit, like the stuff this, but we can also just leave it. Okay, and another thing is this one, we can make it a link instead of an anchor tag. I'm just going to make this one a link, so just call it a link, and it is from next link. Okay, it takes in the href and shouldn't change anything. Okay, so however, we could give this one, I don't know why we can't give this one a title. It looks like others. Let's go to the columns. It is the same row. I don't know if I just simply get this and I put just at the end here, and this one doesn't have to have this. I just need to have action. Okay, like actions. Just see. Okay, so this will work. Okay, we have the actions, and then in the action column we have these two actions. We can edit. Okay, we can edit, and this of course will be taking us like suppliers, then ID. Okay, it should take us like suppliers ID. We would appreciate that. Okay, but right now what we should just do is making sure that every table, if we go there, we can see this. Okay, we can click on new and we should have new suppliers and blah blah like that. Okay, and then I think I'm just going to do is I'm just going to remove these ones, or we could just leave them maybe for purposes in the future, but for now these are not going to help us right now, but I just leave them just like that. What I'm just going to do also is that I'm going to do what? I'm just going to do this for all of them, and the first thing, I just want to update the links here. So if someone clicks the link here, it should take them to this page. Okay, instead of this one. Okay, it's instead of this one. I think if someone clicks that, it should take us to the other page, but we also know we have this page. Okay, I wish you could click, like if you click on inventory and then it takes on these ones, and in fact I think we'll add one link on top here which says all. Yeah, so I will have here I will just add one which says all. When someone clicks on all, and then you can view all of them in one place like this. Okay, and if he wants to click like on categories, he specifically goes to categories. So let's just go and just change this. I don't know if this is in the sidebar. Okay, let's just first go to the sidebar and see which link did we put here. So I'm just going to quickly go to the sidebar. Okay, and in the sidebar you see here we have these links. So items is supposed to be items inventory, and then here items. Okay, new, no, not actually new, just items, just like that. So you simply just add in these categories, okay, just like that, okay. And then here just be brands, okay, brands. Then here we also have brand units, okay. And then here we have warehouse, okay. And then here we have adjustment. Now for the adjustment, we actually have to take them to adjustment. Inventory will have inventory adjustment or adjustments. I don't know, is it adjustment or adjustments? And then suppliers, okay, suppliers. So let's see now, just going to refresh so that these links now we see where they are going to lead us. And I'm just going to add one on top that says actually all. So just add one which says all. And then you just here is just the one which is going to take us to the inventory, just like that. Okay, so you just click here. If I click on the on all, this one should take us here. If I click on categories, now this time it should take us to the categories. Okay, yeah, you can see it takes us to the categories. If I click on brands, it should take us inventory and then brands, so you can see the brands. So just go to the brands and work on them. Okay, just going to minimize all this. So go to inventory, just go to the category page here, just simply copy all this, just go to the brands. So this page here, just replace this page with this one. First is we need to name this one to brands, okay, brands, and we are getting brands back, and then you pass in brands here, and you can see how this easy it gets brands. We just so we don't need actually the data in this case. Just remove this part of the data. I'm just going also to remove it from the categories. This part here we don't need it, okay. We need simply the categories whatever we are doing, and that's all. So for the brands we need the brands, which is the data, and then we need the columns. Now for this one we only need the title, okay. We only need the title for these for the columns. Maybe we could also pass in the date, so I can just pass in the created at. Maybe created at, you could pass in something like this, okay. However much the date is not formatted, but I can pass in the created at, okay. And then here I'm just going to see brands, okay. And then here we have dashboard inventory, we have brands, okay. The data is going to be brands, okay. And then here columns are columns, and they just go to the brands and we see if this is going to render. Okay, so you can see it renders the titles and the created art, okay. It renders the created art, and we can just go ahead also. I think we can just say to local string. I think we can just say only that now we cannot know, we have maybe to first get it out, but for now let's first leave it like that, okay. The date, let's first leave it like that. You can just go ahead and only leave the titles. We can just for now leave only the titles. Okay, for the brand, we have only the titles. Okay, and let's see the table. Okay, and I don't know why the table, it looks like it is fixed. I think it should be just like automatic, but seems like it is fixed. Let me see the data table. Where is the table? Okay, let's first work on all others, then we'll work on the table width. I'm just going to copy this, take it to units. So we have the brands. Let's go, categories are done. We can just go and do the items. Okay, I'm just going to paste here. Let's do the items here, items. Okay, items, and items, I can just say here items, and then even here get items. The columns, we need the title. So for instance, we can just get, for the items, we have a lot of data. We can just say items. Okay, for instance, we can have the title, and maybe we could also get the we could get the brand. We have the warehouse, we have the price. Maybe we could have the image. We'll see how to dynamically put the image, but right now what we could just put is the we can just look at how we'll get this. If you want to add, for instance, the category it belongs in. Okay, for now let me just put like the let me put the selling price and the buying price. Okay, or the price, just going to say the selling price, price, just like that. And let's see, let's go to the items. We haven't changed many things here. Let's just say items, and then here inventory items, and then here data is items, and then the columns are columns. Okay, I'm just going to go to the items. Okay, so we have the Samsung Tecno phone, HD telephone, and we have these selling price, just like that. Now what we'll just do is we'll get, if I just put a category, it has the category ID. Okay, if right now you check here and I just simply say for instance category ID. Okay, category ID, this will just simply bring in the category ID. Okay, you can see it adds this category ID. But if you just go to Prisma, let's just go to Prisma for a second. Okay, let's click on quick start. I want us to look at the find menu. So the find menu takes in many things, including the include keyword. So I'm just going to come here to search. I want to try to search something like find menu. Okay, do I need to, okay, just like say find menu, just like that. Let's try to see if we can find menu references. Okay, so we have all these results here. I'm just going to click here on the find menu. Okay, so we have this function find menu, and you see the options here. So the first option, you could also select what you want to get back. You see here, description is specifies which properties to include on the returned object, and this one is very nice because you see we have all these things here. Okay, the query is too huge. You might just need to specify what exactly you need from it. For now, we'll just leave it like that. But you have this also the include. Okay, so they say specify which relations should be eagerly loaded on the returned object. Okay, so I guess if we just go to the this, maybe should get an example of the include. I don't know. Let's just click on it, and you can see here. Okay, you can just say users is await prisma.user.find many, and then you can pass the include, and then you say posts true, and this will return all the fields for the posts, and then maybe profile true, and this will return all the stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this. Okay, and for this here, let's just go and see. Go to the API and items route. So here in the gate, okay, we not only pass in this order, but we can also pass in the include. Okay, so what do we include? For instance, we can include categories. Okay, true, and this one will return all categories. And then we can also maybe say warehouses or warehouse. Okay, we can put maybe just say suppliers. Okay, so these relations are the ones which have ID. For instance, category ID, that means you can just say categories. If units, you can say units. If supplier, you can say suppliers. Warehouse, you can do warehouses, I guess. Okay, so now let me just have loaded two categories and suppliers, and this one return all suppliers, just like that. Now if you just go back and reload this, okay, let's see, is that we still have the same thing. Okay, so we have the error. Let's fetch items. Let's look at the error. Okay, let's look at the error we have. Let's look at the error. Okay, cannot select both colors. True, and specific color fields. Categories cannot select both colors. Then say true, and a specific color field categories. Okay. Okay, let's just first see here. From the Prisma, do we need to, let me just first pass one and see if this works. Include, do we put categories or category? Let me first remove like these suppliers, and here let me just say category, just as simple as that. This side, let's reload. Okay, so we add, now we get the category. That is good. Okay, instead I think you pass in this category is let's just see in a second. So if you see the schema in the item, actually you pass in the category. So you see here we have the category, not categories, just category here. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this side. Now we have this, and we still have the category ID, of course, and now this time we would now add the category. The problem with this now, if we add the category, how do we niche down the title? Because if I come here and I say category, if I pass in here the category where on the columns, not for these items, if I pass this as category, like this will not work. Okay, this will not work because we have not specified this will be an object. Okay, this will just have an error. Okay, because it is passing an object. Okay, it is passing an object. So we'll see how to handle that one in the future, like for the nested. Okay, for instance, maybe we could do an if statement. Okay, but for now let's just leave it like that. Maybe we add the selling price. We shall see how to handle all those occasions. Okay, okay, so right now I'm just having all these, I'm fetching all this data for different stuff. Now I just want to finish all of them so that I just know I'm set. So we have categories, we are done with items, categories, brands. Okay, we're done with brands. We are about units. Let's see units. Okay, so units we are not yet, so just copy this, go to units. On this page, just paste this. This one is going to be units. The here as just units, and then here is units, and then we have the title and the abbreviation, just like that. And here we have the units, and the columns remain the same. Here we have units, as simple as that. Okay, okay, so you have the titles, kilogram, pieces, and all that kind of stuff. So we are good, and we can click on new, and takes us to the new unit where you can create a new unit. You can see here. Now actually now on this saving, let's see how we are going to add the redirect. After adding the new unit, okay, we have this new unit. If I create, for instance, liters, okay, and I say it is maybe RTR, and create this one, it should redirect us unless we have this. Okay, we just need, if someone after it has finished creating, it can redirect us back their site. Okay, we could just click on say save and create new, and then we also have just the save unit. we could have the two buttons, okay, one that saves and creates, and then another one which just simply save and then does something. Okay, but for now what we just should do is we are going to be saving and redirecting, or someone could click on this X after they have finished creating. They can click on this X. I think that is the best. If they finish and they have finished, they can click on this cross. So let's look at this cross link that we added here. Okay, this cross is on the item. If I go to item like unit new, let's see, we have this. Okay, we have this form header, and it was going back to the inventory. So this one will be inventory, then units. Okay, it will just go to inventory units. Here just refresh, and just close here. Let's see. Okay, so it just brings us to this page. Okay, it just brings us to that page, and we just use that. For now, let's just continue putting on all the things. So we have the items, categories, brands, unit, warehouse. Okay, let's just go and check for warehouse. Okay, so just copy and bring on the warehouse. Ctrl C, and just go to the warehouse page, this one. And by the way, make sure even for the unit, make sure you are changing the page titles here, like units, and then here just going to be warehouse. Okay, warehouses, and then this is going to be warehouses. Okay, is equal await get data, and let's pass in warehouses, warehouse, and here we would get the title. We can also get the location. Okay, let's first go and fetch the and see. I'm just going to fetch the warehouse. Okay, so the warehouse, we have the title, location, description, and the type. So you can just get the three. We just get three: location and type. Warehouse type. Just copy this. Title, location, and the warehouse type. Just like that. Okay, and then here is going to be warehouse, and then here is going to be inventory, and then here is going to be warehouse new, warehouse new. Which folder do we have it here is called warehouse. Okay, warehouse new, as simple as that. Here we pass in the warehouses and the columns. Let's go and check. Let's go and check. Okay, so we have the titles here, and we have these other ones. Okay, let's create one to test out. So if I just click on new warehouse, okay, just go and create the type. Okay, so the warehouse type for some reason is not coming along. Okay, so let me just go to the warehouse. Okay, so new warehouse. Let's look at what we have here. Oh, we are still hard coding the options. Okay, so we are still hard coding this. Okay, so we have to transfer this the same way. Okay, we have to transfer this the same way if it is having this because of the use client. And why do we have the use client? And it's because of this, of course, the use form. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new, just cut everything here, Control A, Control C, just scroll down to just simply scroll down to components, dashboard, right click and create a new file, warehouse. So you just say, can you say create warehouse form, warehouse form dot jsx, just like that. Simply paste this. Okay, we're just going to remove all others, we leave only the form. So just remove others, just like that, just paste here. Okay, so in this one it should remove but this shouldn't have any issues. Wait a minute, why isn't it loading the options here? Because these ones we don't need them actually to come from the, oh, it's just because of the label and value. Okay, it's just because of the label and value. Just simply change these ones. Okay, these ones we don't actually need to create this component. Let me delete it. Create warehouse, we don't need this. Okay, we don't need this for this one. Go back to the warehouse, warehouse new. So what else we need to change is that we changed this to, first of all, what did we change this to? We had the title somewhere, and this one was ID. I think, did we change this to ID? And then this one to title. Title, I'm just going to check in a second. Okay, just let's check the one component, the select input component. Just come here and just go to the select. I can just click here and I go to this component. We have the options. So we have option.id and option.title. Okay, so that is it. So now they are back. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new warehouse, and then it's going to be a branch, and then just going to say Jumia Mbarara branch, Mbarara branch. Okay, location, let's just say it is in Mbarara. This is Jumia Mbarara branch. Okay, just going to just say here, and then let's create save warehouse. Okay, it is saving. Please wait. New warehouse created, and now if I close here, I should be redirected to the, okay, so we haven't checked that. For this one, just go to the warehouse, and on the create new, this warehouse new, here we just put this one to go to warehouse. Okay, they just go to the warehouses here, new warehouse, and let's try to create another one for the test. Warehouse title, I'm just going to call it Jumia, and then in Tinda branch. Okay, and location is in Tinda. Description, this is in Tinda branch, and just going to go say save warehouse. Okay, now let's just close this. If someone finishes, can just simply close and comes here. Okay, now for some reason we still have the two warehouses. Someone has to refresh, I guess. This is not good. We need to now, one way we can handle this is that we can use, instead of using in this case here, in the form header, instead of using the link, actually just use the normal anchor tag. So the reason being is that with the normal anchor tags, they have to reload the page. Okay, these ones, they have to reload the page. Let's go and prove that. So I'm just going to reload this. Okay, and I'm just going to create a new one, a new warehouse. Okay, just go there and let's try to create a new one, and just going to say Jumia Banda branch. So I'm just creating this one as a branch. Okay, and then location, of course, is going to be Banda. Okay, description, this is a Banda branch, so you can just put anything. Save. Okay, and let's close. So now this, you can see Jumia Banda branch, because when you click on the other one, it actually loads the page for us. Okay, it loads the page, which actually fetches again. So that one solves our problem. Okay, that is good. So we have the categories done. Okay, and I have to make sure that all these links, they lead the site. Just click on these items. Okay, items, new item. I'm not just going to create a new item, but I just simply want to create close here, and I see if it takes back to, okay, so we have to update we have to update the links in the new. So just start with the brands in the new page. Just take this one to take back to the brands. Okay, and in the categories, I think we solved that. It takes us back to, just the categories. Okay, items, we have just solved the one in the item, in the items here. Just put here item, just say items. Okay, and then suppliers, new suppliers, I just update that link in all of them. Just here, suppliers. Okay, next is units. I think for the units we are done. Okay, then we have warehouse. Even warehouse we are done. Okay, so I think that's it. We are remaining with adjustments. Okay, So let's go to the adjustments here. So it should take us to the page of adjustments. It takes us to the new. Let me see here, inventory adjustment. Okay, it has these adjustments, and in the adjustments, we have the two types of adjustment, and that one calls for the I think two tables. Yeah, I think we have to put two tables here for the adjustment. Okay, and okay, let me just go to the adjustment, inventory adjustment. So you just go to any of these ones and copy this first. Let's go to the adjustments here. First of all, change this to adjustments. Okay, and we can first of all get, so we have the add stock adjustments. Say for instance, you say add adjustments, add stock. You can just say add adjustments, and then here we have to this is add stock adjustments. Then here when we are fetching data, we have to pass in the route, which is actually adjustments. Okay, and then adjustments add. And for the adjustments, I don't know what we should hope for. If I just go to adjustments add, let's see what we have. We have the reference number, the add stock quantity, and the receiving warehouse. Okay, and then the item. Okay, so we have these ones. I'm just going to, for this one, I'm just going to add the reference number and add stock quantity. You can just have the reference. Let me just copy this reference number, and then here I'm just going to add stock quantity. Okay, just like that. And then here the title, I just change the title. We're just going to see adjustments. Okay, dashboard, and takes us to adjustments new. Adjustments new, and just here we're just going to first have this one. We're going to have two tables, I guess, in this case, and then the columns remain the columns. Let's just go and see. Okay, so we have the reference number here, and then we have the stock, and then we have these ones. Okay, I think we'll have two tables, one for the add stock, another one for the transfer stock. Let's just create on the new. Okay, and did we also fix the new thing here? Okay, let's just see adjustment form. Let's just go there and see where we have this form header. This one should take us to adjustments. Okay, if you cancel, it should take us to adjustments, back to adjustments, save. Okay, if I just close this, it should take us to adjustments here. Okay, so now the fact that we are going to have two tables, we can just work on that. Under adjustments, just going to go to dashboard. Here on adjustment, the easiest way is to duplicate this. Okay, is to duplicate this, and there will be two tables. Now if I check, okay, yeah, there are two tables just like that. So we can just also go ahead and give them titles. Okay, like inside here I can just put h2, and I say this is add stock. We can just say stock increment adjustments, stock increment adjustments. Okay, and here we can just get a quick fix of this increments, just like that. And then the second one, let me just give also transfer stock. So this one, it can just be transfer stock adjustments or stock transfer. Just say stock transfer adjustments. Okay, you just see the titles, how they will just appear. Okay, so let's just make them more nice by first of all giving them a class name. Let's go ahead and give a padding y of maybe 4. Okay, and text SL, and just say font symbol. Let's look at this one. Okay, so we have stock increment adjustments. Let's do the same thing down. Just copy this class name and let's paste it on this. Okay, we have also the stock transfer adjustments. So what we can just do is we have to get another for the other one. This is going to be transfer. Okay, I'm just going to await, get this, and this one is going to be transfer. We can do the promise all thing, but for now let me just leave it like this. Then we have the columns. Okay, now for this one we have to specify, okay, the add columns, and you can just say add columns. Okay, so that we don't mix them. Okay, and I'm just going to put also for the transfer columns. So transfer columns, we have reference number and transfer stock quantity. So you can just say here transfer stock quantity, and we can just come here and we specify. We have the add and the transfer. So in this second one, just going to do this, and this one we can just add the add columns, and then this one we can just pass the transfer columns. Okay, just like that. And this one will just change the, it will have to change the data inside here just in a second. Okay, so you can see this, we have only one and this one is only two. There are two, and we don't have to do await. Let's just do the promise.all thing here. I'm just going to say const, just place this here and place this. We're just like only doing coding, but also maintaining the good practices. Await, and this is going to be promise.all, and then I pass in an array of the data. So this one is going to be data, and this one is going to be data, and remove the await, and here await, and now just simply pass this here in, put comma, and then let's pass in this just like that. Okay, so this is exactly the same, no changing here, but the good thing is that these can load faster than these ones. It doesn't have to wait. Let's say this one has so many it doesn't have to wait for this one to happen. Okay, okay, so that's good. We have all the tables, I guess. We have all the tables for the item. We have, okay, we have for the categories, we have for the brands, okay, we have the units. Okay, let's see if we have the units. Okay, we have the warehouse. Okay, well, and then we have the inventory, and then you have finally the supplier. Okay, yeah, so we have the supplier. This is really great. We have moved so fast. Okay, so now at this point in time, I just only want to work on one thing, and then we close this video. I'm just going to start working on the responsive. Now this edit and delete, they will have its own video, but you just work like on responsive somehow. Okay, so what I want is first of all, when I'm just like going responsive, just like this. Okay, the first thing I want to take off is for these ones, I want to take off all these other ones except this image. I want to remain with only the image. I think only that. I just want to remain with only a few things, maybe with the logo only, and then of course with the, so we have to have let me see what you're going to have. We'll have to have the logo on the navbar. This one, of course, will have to first go away. This one will have to first go away. Okay, this one will have to go away, and we can first actually work on that. And let's just go. So we are working, guys. We are shifting to responsive right now, just to make sure we use our time very well. I just want to get the responsive. So let's start with the sidebar. Okay, and this we can first go to, we can just go to the back office, and in this layout, let's first see how we did the layout. Okay, so if you just check the layout, you realize that the we have the header here, and then in the header it is from the header that we have the sidebar. Okay, we have this sidebar. I'm just going to go to the sidebar for now, and let's look at its styles. It has this width 60. Okay, and I'm just going to say, I think hidden. I'm just going to say hidden. Okay, and then of course in and then just say for instance sm block. Okay, I think it's supposed to be something like that. Let's just see. So if I just continue pushing this, yeah, it seems like it goes off actually at some point. And then we need, okay, it goes and then like that. Okay, so it is disappearing, but then we want this to occupy. I see. Okay, I'm just going to copy the same thing. So we have hidden here. I'm just going to go to the main. Let me just close all these other ones, all these other pages, close all these pages. We often just open too much. Okay, just close all these pages. Okay, I didn't know we have all these pages. There are so many. Okay, we have so many pages, guys. This is good. If you are still following up to this point, guys, congratulations. This is good. This is really, really, really good. I'm just going to go back and open this layout. So in this layout, you see we have this margin left. So what we just want is, if I just put the same thing, not hidden, but what I just want is, by default, it should have margin left of 0. Okay, and then this one, it should just come on SM, just like that. You can just remove this. Okay, so just now test this. So when this one now just goes away, this one should. What? Where is the margin left? Who is keeping the margin left of? Oh, yeah. So this is how it's supposed to behave. Okay, the margin left supposed to, when the this goes, it's supposed to have this kind of situation. Okay, it's supposed to have this kind of situation going on. Okay, that's great. So far, when we have this, if I click on the phone, you can see already automatically the sidebar goes away, which is a nice thing. Okay, great. So now the second thing, I just want to reduce some things. So let me just move this to where this one disappears. Okay, just like that. At a point just like that, I want to make sure, like in the header, we have very few things. Okay, we need most of them to disappear, and we only remain with the navigation menu. Okay, we should remain with the navigation menu plus the logo. Okay, we should remain with maybe the logo, or we could actually even have the this we could have this icon of the avatar. We could have the avatar, and then we have also this menu item for opening the sidebar. Let's just go to the I'm just going to go to the components, and let me just go to the header. Okay, so normally the easiest way is actually creating two headers, because if you want to manipulate this whole other thing, you may just end up just having a lot of issues if you are going to manipulate this one. Like making these ones disappear. However much this one is already fixed, and we could just simply just make the other ones disappear. Okay, we could just make these other ones disappear. They just first make some of the disappearing search inputs. Okay, and I'm just going to put in a good search input, and just going to say here class class name, and this one is going to be hidden. Okay, and then sm, you can just say block. Okay, so on the small screen this one should go now. Let's see. Okay, so this one goes, and the same thing to all these other ones. In the header you have this history button, so this one, the same thing, it should just disappear. Okay, let's see some other things that should disappear. We have this plus icon and all other icons. If you just get like a whole div, okay, all these ones they disappear, and this one I'm just going to say flex and remove this flex here. Okay, so how many will, okay, so now all these ones disappear. Literally now that is taking off all of them. Okay, yeah, I think I just you can just simply create only one instead of the avatar. So where is the avatar? This one. I'm just going to move it out. So where is the other one? Just have this one. Okay, so I'm just going to have this showing up only. Okay, and then of course I will have also the menu icon this side. Let me just go to receipt, and I'm just going to type in menu. Okay, just like any menu here, there is this one, and then there is this one, the align justify, and then we have this one for the, I think I just go with align justify. I'm just going to go button. Okay, I'm just going to come here in this first phase. I can just say button, and it is align justify, just like that. And let me give it the same class name here. Okay, and let's see what we have so far. Okay, I just need the icon this extreme left. Yeah, so you should have just like an icon like that, and this name this side like this. Okay, yeah, so this is so far this is good. Now this button of course should disappear on this. So this button, I'm just going to give it a class name. Okay, so SM is supposed to be hidden just like that. So like on normal screen it should just go off. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so far this is what we have done. I'm just going to end this video here. Okay, I'm just going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and to those ones who have subscribed, Thank you so much for subscribing, and if you find this content very helpful, please like, just smash that like button and also hit the notification bell. And you can also go ahead and take us recommend us. You can recommend this channel to your friends, on LinkedIn, on other social platforms. You can recommend. I'm so thankful that you are liking the content. Thank you so much for subscribing, and let's make this content really matter. I'm going to make more videos. Okay, I'm going to make more videos, and there is an e-commerce video coming up next. After this series, I'm just going to start on an e-commerce, and we'll be seeing how to create a production grade e-commerce with roles
Welcome.
and permissions.
In today's
and
video,
so much
we are
more.
going to start.
So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode.